Wow. Wow. I did not expect this at all. But if you would have told me earlier today that we would have been the Tampa Bay Lightning, the defending Stanley Cup champion, two-time defending Stanley Cup champion, in their own stadium without Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Jake Gensel, I would have told you, what kind of meth did you get? Because that must be some really fucking good meth. What's going on, everybody? This is LC Muscles 20 here, back with a brand new victory lap for you today. Hey, Tampa Bay fans, want to talk about it? Oh my goodness, man. You can't even defend this game, Tampa Bay fans. You cannot defend this game. My God, dude. The Penguins, without three of their best players, just fucking just beat the Lightning. Went to go beat you guys in your own stadium. The defending, two-time defending Stanley Cup champion in your own place. So, how is that working for you? We take a 3-0 lead, and then your manager, John Cooper, decides to pull Vasilevsky four fucking times. Oh, my God, that was funny as shit. Woo, my God. It's just great to get an opening day victory, especially the fact we don't even have Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, or freaking Jake Gensel. Three of our best players are all out, and yet we still beat the fucking Lightning, defending Stanley Cup champions. My God, dude. Lightning definitely have a Stanley Cup hangover. That's for damn sure. The next game coming up, I'll watch in a little bit. It's the Golden Knights and the Kraken, which I probably won't be able to watch the full game, but still, it's at least funny though. Scooter McGreer, Tampa Bay fan, do you want to talk about it? Yeah, that's exactly right. Because, dude, how the fuck did the Lightning fucking blow him, man? My God. I'm sorry, Zach. How do you defend what the fuck happened? Especially that third period. What the hell do you do? How do you defend that? Taking out Vasilevsky 4 fucking times for an empty net situation. Are you kidding me? You scored one goal. You scored one goal out of it. Then we made it 4-1. Then you scored another, and you do it again. Oh, my God. You guys are ridiculous, though. But shout out to the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, man. Getting the freaking job done in Tampa Bay. A great win. Next game is Thursday against the Florida Panthers. I wish I'd be going this game, but I unfortunately won't be able to go to the games until... Hey, we still won 3-0 though, Zach. Come on, man. We were leading 3-0. Let's take out the empty netter goals and the power play goals. It was still 3-0. Still 3-0. Come on, man. How do you defend that? You let Tristan Jarry completely shut down the Lightning for the majority of the game. You let Dan Hennon, Brian Boyle, Dominic Simone, Evan Rodriguez, Brian Rust, all individual goal scorers. These guys are not goal scorers except for Brian Rust, and yet you freaking let them score. So, with that being said, Penguins, though, fantastic win tonight, man. Jarry did a fantastic game. 28 saves, only two. Actually, no. Yeah, 26 saves, two goals allowed in, but still a fantastic game. Letang with 2 helpers. Really good game for Letang. Carter got a good helper in as well. Lafferty got a helper. John Marino, Brian McGinn. O'Connor got one, man. We have a young roster, and we have a lot of depth, which is a good thing. No, those are extra man. We're going to take out the extra man and the empty netter, Zach. 3-0. We still would have won. Extra net. So, woo! How about that, man? Penguins get the job done. There's not much else I can say about this game. Otherwise, the defense played fantastic. Our defense played absolutely fantastic. You guys, what the hell happened to the Tampa Bay Lightning? They just completely had a bad offseason. And it shows they definitely have a hangover, which is not good, man. You lose to fucking Detroit next game, God, that's going to be pathetic. At least the Florida Panthers are a contender this year. We're going to have to play them again on Thursday. So, Penguins, great game. I've been to many Florida Penguins Panther games. I've been to many of them before. I will go to the one in February because I know there's a one in February. The home opener after that is in Chicago, is against the Chicago Blackhawks on the 16th. We'll talk about that on Hate Week. Don't worry. I'm going to get to that, Brandon Rogers. Don't worry. I'm going to talk about that. But I'm just talking about tonight's all about hockey. I'm talking about hockey because I want to enjoy my Penguins, man. Penguins get the dub and get the season started off strong. Man, I'm happy, though, man. I'm really freaking happy with my Penguins, man. Going into Tampa and just getting the job done completely out of nowhere. I don't think anybody expected that to happen. No one expected them to just go in and just completely win. I think everybody was predicting Tampa would blow out the freaking Penguins in the opening game. But, hey, we won. We did it. We won, man. So I'm happy as hell. We do play at Tampa Bay again March 3rd. I'm going to try and go to that game. They only play in Florida once again. So, oh boy, don't worry. I got Hate Week coming out tomorrow and Friday. Don't worry, tomorrow and Friday I got Hate Weeks for Seahawks. Don't worry, Brandon Rogers. But let's go, Penn. Seal Jackson. Hell yeah, man. Good shit, but I did want to get my season predictions, and I do have to update slightly because the Penguins did win their opening game, but here we go. I'm just going to go right into it and give you guys my predictions for the season. I'm going to go division by division and just go straight into it. I'm not doing point totals. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm just doing 8 through 1 each division because there's 4 divisions, 2 conferences, 8 teams in each. I'm going to predict every single team where they're going to land. And with that being said, starting off with the Metropolitan Division. I'm going to start off with my division, the Metropolitan Division. I'm just going to give you my guys' predictions for teams 8 through 1. Starting off with the 8th place team. The worst team right now in hockey, I can't tell you because the season just fucking started. Right now, the Penguins are the best team. The Lightning are the worst team, but it's only been one fucking game. So I will tell you who I think will be the worst in season throughout the entire year. So my teams that I think are going to be the worst, starting in 8th place in the Metropolitan Division, I got the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think they're going to be the worst team in this division. They have absolutely no depth whatsoever. Who the hell is going to be in goaltending? And this team just does not have the pieces whatsoever to compete. Next up is the New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils, unfortunately, they are nowhere near competing. They have a few pieces, but unfortunately, they are extremely inconsistent on defense, and their goaltending could be hit and miss. 6th place, I actually have a surprise pick here. I have the Washington Capitals. I have the Washington Capitals that will miss the playoffs. I think the Capitals are going to be one of the teams that disappoints the most. I think the Capitals right now are just, unfortunately, they lost way too much. Alex Ovechkin, why the fuck did you sign with the Capitals again, knowing this is going to be a rebuilding year? The Washington Capitals are now rebuilding. I really think that he should be traded to a contender. I would love to see him in a Penguin uniform. That'd be amazing because he could be a compliment to Sidney Crosby and Malkin. But, dude, why did you sign here? You know this was not a good idea. The Capitals are nowhere near playoff contention right now as it stands. Next up, I have 5th place. I have the New York Rangers. I think, unfortunately, the Rangers are so close on that, but unfortunately, they still need another year of rebuilding and letting their rookies and their young, talented players develop. I think this is another year where they, unfortunately, come up just a bit short. Next up after that would be the Philadelphia Flyers in 4th place. I think the Flyers, unfortunately, will make the playoffs just ahead of the Rangers. I think that they will have Carter Hart, who will be a good goalie, but the rest of the team does have question marks. I think they will just get enough just to make it a playoff berth. Yeah, Washington is fucked. Yeah, I agree. Next up in the 3rd place spot, I have the Carolina Hurricanes. I have the Hurricanes finishing in 3rd place. I think the Carolina Hurricanes are a fantastic overall team. They have a great roster, especially the one that came from last year. They have a few young key pieces that they need to develop, but this is a really good team that could make a long run. They have some very good pieces, but this could be definitely a big contender. In 2nd place, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. My Pittsburgh Penguins, I think, will be in the contention for a division crown, but I think that right now the start of the season definitely will be interesting. We did get a win tonight. Let's see how the rest of the start of October goes. I really hope we continue this momentum, especially with what happened tonight. Then we have the number one team. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I think the Islanders win the division. I think that they're the most complete team right now in the Metropolitan Division. I think that this team is a fantastic overall team. A lot of great chemistry, a lot of great young guys who are only a little bit away from getting to the finals last year. I think they could definitely make another good run this year. Grubauer is horrible. 2-0 Vegas. Oh, God, that sucks. Let's see who scored so far. Who scored? Oh, they haven't updated yet. Well, they updated a bit, but it's the Kraken, dude. It's their first game. What did you expect? In the Atlantic Division, I have the worst team in the Atlantic Division being the Buffalo Sabres. The Buffalo Sabres. I'm sorry, Zach. Yeah. Have a good night, man. See you later. Network night. See you later. But Buffalo, I have as the worst team in the division. They just traded a lot of their key pieces, and they're just another rebuilding team. Unfortunately, it's just not a good outlook for them. In seventh place, I have the Detroit Red Wings. This is a young rebuilding team. This is a team that's going to be rebuilding for a while. They did all right to get themselves into somewhat contention, but they still have a lot of key pieces that they need to work on. In sixth place, I have the Boston Bruins. I have an upset here. I have the Boston Bruins missing the playoffs. I have the Bruins just being, unfortunately, another disappointing team. I think this team misses the playoffs. I think that they just lost too much in free agency, and I think that Tuukka Rask is on his last legs. I do not think that he's going to be anywhere close to competing, and I think Bruins are going to take a big step back. In fifth place, I have the Ottawa Senators. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm shocked to say this. I have the Ottawa Senators. I think Matt Murray in year 2 in Ottawa is going to be much better than what he was in last year. And I think this Ottawa team does have some really good young stars. They did really good in free agency, and I think this team is so close to competing, but unfortunately, they are just not going to make it this year. In fourth place, I have the Montreal Canadiens, the defending whatever fucking conference. I mean, they won to end up going to the Stanley Cup final against the Tampa Bay Lightning. They say it's a Western Conference championship, which does not make any bit of fucking sense. And yeah, I can see that. I think they're probably going to be in 7th, at least for another year or two. I think by next year, they could compete for the playoffs, Seal Jackson. But Ottawa, I think, is a pretty decent team. I think they have a good amount of free agents that they signed. I think this team will compete, but unfortunately, they'll just be just shy of making the postseason. Montreal, though, does have enough key pieces and a lot of young talent to make another run. I think that this team will probably have a rocky start, then probably make their way up to the playoffs this year. Next up in third place, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs. This team has all the talent in the world, but unfortunately will never get anywhere. So just realize you'll get in the playoffs, but just won't get anywhere, Toronto. Second place, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning, just falling a bit shy. I think that this team is probably going to have a hangover, especially after tonight, because it just flipped after this game. So they don't. Yeah, that's why I said Montreal is going to have a rough start. They're going to build something later in the year. But Tampa, though, I think that they are going to have a rough start, but I think that they will eventually get a good team going, but I just don't think they can make a run like they did the past 2 years. The juice has got to run out sometime, and I just do not see Tampa making another Stanley Cup run. They could definitely make the playoffs, though, which I have them in the playoffs. But then I have my first overall place team in the Eastern Conference, the Florida Panthers. I think this team is the best overall team right now in the Eastern Conference, and this team is going to be a very strong team. Florida has the depth to make a Stanley Cup run this year. They have fantastic goaltending, fantastic offense. This is going to be an overall complete team, and I think Florida, this is probably the best team Florida's had in a long, long time, and they need to make a run, especially because they've not been to the Stanley Cup final since 1996. They've not been to an Eastern Conference final since 1996. In the Western Division, in the Central, I have my rankings is this. 8th place is the Arizona Coyotes. This team is a complete dumpster fire, rebuilding. They don't have much. Phil Kessel needs to get the fuck on out of there as soon as possible. This is a terrible team overall. I just feel bad for Kessel, man. I know he's injured to start the year, but this team's going to be bad. Coyotes are going to be very, very, very bad. In 7th place, I have Nashville Predators. Pekka Rinne is too good right now. Nope, he ain't good anymore. He's terrible. He's extremely old and extremely inconsistent. You have UC Saros, who also is another player that's just, what the hell is going on with UC Saros? He's just been very inconsistent without Pekka Rinne. He has not been able to take the mantle of Pekka Rinne as well. So UC Saros and the Nashville Predators are going to be another team where they just completely fall flat. In 6th place, I have the Chicago Blackhawks. I think the Blackhawks have a lot of good depth and a lot of good young pieces, but this is going to be a competitive team, and this will definitely be... Oh, Rinne retired. That's right, he did. I forgot. So UC Saros is starting, but still, UC Saros isn't that good. He isn't. So... Chicago, I just think they won't make it this year. I think that they're going to have a disappointing end to the season. They will not make it. They will compete for a while, but I just do not think they'll make it. 5th place, I have the... Let me see here who I had. I have the Winnipeg Jets in 5th place. I have the Winnipeg Jets just because Winnipeg is one of those teams that has the talent to make a run, but unfortunately, that this team could be a team, the division may have 5 playoff teams, but this is also the same time where the Winnipeg Jets could completely collapse like they did in the playoffs last year, and they could completely collapse like again this year. No, they didn't collapse. They collapsed in the second round against Montreal. Completely collapsed. They swept their first round, but then they got swept again. So this was swept, and then they got swept again. So I don't think they're going to live that sweep down, and I think Winnipeg just barely misses the playoffs. And in 4th place, I have the... Let me see here. I have the Minnesota Wild in 4th place. I think the Minnesota Wild have a lot of fantastic young talent, and I think they're going to be one of those teams that just has a lot of good stuff going for them, but I think they will clinch a playoff berth, and I think they will make a good run out of it. So, Minnesota, you will be my 4th place team. My 3rd place team is going to be the Dallas Stars. Yeah, Winnipeg Jets. I think they have enough talent, but I just don't think they're that good compared to the rest of the teams that are making the playoffs in the Central. Like, Minnesota is definitely better than them. Dallas is definitely better than them. I'm telling you that because Dallas still has fantastic talent around them. Their offense is definitely one of the best in the league, and goaltending could improve. Defense is not bad, but still, I like Dallas as the 3rd seed. 2nd seed is going to be the St. Louis Blues. I think this team is going to be relying on Binnington a lot. I think this is going to be Jordan Binnington is going to be the anchor of this team. I think they didn't slightly improve in the offseason, and they got rid of Pietrangelo. I think this team could still be a fantastic team, especially on the defense. In 1st place, I got the Colorado Avalanche. No fucking surprise. The Avalanche are the best team in the Western Conference other than Vegas, and I think this team will try and make a run this year. They folded in the playoffs last year. They better not do it again this year, or otherwise they'll be known as a choker. The Pacific Division is a little bit easier to predict because I'm just going to go quick throughout it. First division winner, last place in the Pacific is going to be Anaheim. I'm sorry, Dashy, your Anaheim Ducks are terrible. They have no good depth. They have no good talent. And I just think they have some young pieces, but this team is just terrible, man, to be honest with you. In 7th place, I have the San Jose Sharks, another team that's dealing with a much disaster, including Evander Kane, who is a piece of shit. Enough said about San Jose. How the mighty have fallen with San Jose. There's even Martin Jones looks awful, too. Martin Jones isn't on the roster. It's James Reimer. That's right. James Reimer's on the roster. James Reimer's been awful since he's joined the Sharks. Then in 6th place, I have the Calgary Flames. I think the Calgary Flames, unfortunately, are one of those teams that do have some young talent, but their ship sailed. They are not a playoff team anymore. They just have a lot of their pieces are getting old, and they should just do a dumpster fire sale midway through the season because their season will be lost. In 5th place, I have the Seattle Kraken, the brand new franchise. Unfortunately, they will miss the playoffs. They will not repeat what Vegas did. This team still has a lot of question marks on them. We'll see how Philip Grubauer does. Right now, he's not off to a good start, but still, I think that the Seattle Kraken will be better than the majority of the teams in the Pacific, and I think they'll definitely be competitive this year. And I'm excited to see them at home. That's for sure. In 4th place, I have the me see here. The Los Angeles Kings. That's right. I have the Kings in fourth place making the playoffs, and I think that they will be a very underrated team, and I think that their goaltending and their defense will be the strong point of the Kings. I definitely think Jonathan Quick and Calvin Peterson are definitely a really good duo in net, and I think that this young defense will carry the Kings to a playoff berth. In third place, I have the Vancouver Canucks. I finally have the Vancouver Canucks completing their rebuild, finally making a playoff run this year. I think this is the team that they will make a playoff run. They have so many great young pieces in Vancouver. I definitely think they have enough to make a run. Let me see their roster. I definitely know they have a good couple of people, including Brock Boeser was hurt. Brock Boeser unfortunately got hurt, though. We do have a couple other pieces. Bo Horvat, Elias Pettersson, fantastic on pieces. Thatcher Demko is another great piece for Vancouver. I think Vancouver is definitely making the playoffs. Second place, I have the Edmonton Oilers. No explanation needed. The Oilers are the Oilers. But let's be honest, if the Oilers are going to do anything, they're going to do well in the regular season and choke in the playoffs. Let's be honest here. And then in last place, I have last but not least, I have the first place Vegas Golden Knights. Let's be honest, this is the best team in the division by a landslide. It's not even close. The Golden Knights are the most complete team in the league, and let's be honest here, it's going to be a completely landslide how Vegas will win this division easily early in March and then hold on to the rest of the league, and they'll just start resting people, and they'll go in the playoffs really strong. My playoff predictions are simply as this. I have the Penguins in the Metro playoffs. I have the Florida Panthers over the, let me see here. That was my predictions real quick. I'm sorry. I have the New York Islanders over the Philadelphia Flyers in 5 games. I have the Penguins over the Carolina Hurricanes in 6 games. I have the Penguins finally being the fucking Islanders in goddamn 6 games. I have the Penguins awaiting the Atlantic winner, which will be, I have Florida defeating the, there's my 4th place. I have Florida beating Montreal in 5 games. I have Tampa beating Toronto in 4 games. I have the Florida Panthers beating the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7 games. And then I have the Florida Panthers and Pittsburgh Penguins 1996 rematch. But I have the Penguins winning this time around. Unfortunately, Florida will not make it 2-for-2 against the Penguins. And I have the Pittsburgh Penguins meeting a team for the Western Conference. The Western Conference will be like this. Colorado will defeat Minnesota in 7 games. I think this will go 7 games. Minnesota will make it competitive. Then I have Dallas being St. Louis in 5 games. I think Dallas is the better team. Then I have Colorado being Dallas, awaiting the Pacific Division winner, which will be Vegas defeating the Los Angeles Kings in 4 games. I have the Vancouver Canucks being the Edmonton Oilers in 7 games. Then I have Vegas defeating Vancouver in 6 games. So it would be Vegas and Colorado in my Stanley Cup Western Conference prediction in my Western Conference final. And I would have the Vegas Golden Knights winning. So it would be Pittsburgh and Vegas as my Stanley Cup final. Who would win that? Got to find out till later. So with that being said, guys, those are my season overall predictions. If I had to make a prediction for the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, I think the Islanders win the division with 110 points. I think the Penguins get 107 points. I think they were originally 105, but with tonight's win, they're going to be 107. So with that being said, that's my victory lap and my NHL 2021-22 season predictions. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the season predictions. And stay tuned. I got my hate week coming out tomorrow night for the Penguins. God damn it, not Penguins. I got my hate week coming tomorrow for the Seahawks week. You're going to be ready for that. First part of the hate week for Seahawks week. Then we got Painting Game Pick'ems as well. So with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Zach, Nathan, Steele, Jackson, Network 98. We have Zach Kostoff. Good game. Then Brandon Rogers, Tiger Raven, Bills Mafia. Thanks for tuning in with the show. With that being said, this is LC Muscle Swing signing out. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Let's go Penguins. And remember, you can't win a game if you pull your goalie 3 times in one game. You cannot win a game if you pull them and force the Penguins shooting on empty net because the Penguins will capitalize. Good night, everyone.